Now we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty of what Indians are all about.
I still say we Indian people are believers in the truth. This is the way of life that was given to your people. You're born an Indian, you're going to die an Indian. Indianness is a good life. You're facing an Indian this afternoon.
Mvskoke, Honorable Second Chief Dale Beaver, Speaker Randall Hicks, Second Speaker Dale Proctor, Representative of the National Council, Cabinet members, and fellow Mvskoke Creek citizens. It is my duty and honor to address you today with a report on the nation's second quarter of FY 2020. I would like to begin by saying that this quarter was unlike any other that the nation has faced in the history of our modern government. The global pandemic of COVID-19 has affected our tribal services, our operations, and our daily lives. However, I am pleased to share that the nation's proactive and aggressive measures have kept us a step ahead, and I will be outlining how in just a few moments. While this crisis has certainly commanded our attention, it has not kept us from our duties as executive branch. We must keep this nation operating and, more importantly, moving forward. Daily life and operation has been put on hold, but our oath of office has not. With that in mind, I'd like to highlight some of our efforts in this quarter. Currently, the permanent fund sits at $375,408,800. That is a decrease from the previous quarter of a little over $55 million. This decrease is due to the impact on the domestic economy from the COVID-19 pandemic, with no monies being spent out of this fund for appropriation or cost. History has shown us that markets rise and fall. We are not panicked by this downturn, but rather looking forward to the eventual recovery. In January, we held our inauguration for the first time at River Spirit Casino Resort and shared a complimentary lunch with the hundreds in attendance. We were able to attend our first intertribal meeting as an administration and set a foundation of collaboration and unity moving forward with the 5 tribes. It was important to attend the Board of Education meeting on January 24th with parents, students, and the staff and administration at Tulsa Public School to provide input and consultation regarding issues with the Indian Education Program, along with additional hearings we had with the district and parent committee. We were pleased to recently learn that the Indian Education Committee has endorsed the district's latest proposal to reorganize its Indian Education Program, and that plan will go before a vote at the Board of Education on May 4th. On January 25th, I had the honor of standing before the National Council and outlining this administration's plan and vision for our future in the State of the Nation address. February was a significant month for this office. Second Chief and I, along with National Council Speaker Randall Hicks and Second Speaker Dale Proctor, traveled to Washington, D.C. for our first visit to Capitol Hill in our new roles of tribal leadership. We attended the NCAI's Executive Winter Session and were present for the State of Indian Nation address from President Fawn Sharp. We attended the National Johnson O'Malley Conference, where Mvskoke Creek Nation was recognized with the Platinum Award for our consistent commitment to the program. Our congressional meeting with the Oklahoma Representative, Kendra Horn, Tom Cole, and Kevin Hearn, and with Senator James Langford, served as an opportunity to voice our issues and create relationships with these key legislators. Those relationships have currently been extremely useful in this time of crisis. We gave testimony before the Interior Subcommittee of the House Committee on Appropriation and before the Tribal Policy Roundtable on some of the tribe's most pressing issues, including veteran housing and the protection of sacred sites. We attended a congressional briefing to show our nation's support for the fight to legislatively address missing and murdered Indigenous women. And to finish this extremely busy month, we watched along the world as our very own employee of the Department of Education, Mackenzie Jones, represented us with tremendous class as an 8-day champion on Jeopardy! Earlier, I mentioned how I was proud of the nation's proactive and aggressive approach to handling this issue and how that has kept us ahead and prepared. I'd like to outline and provide some information that supports that claim. On March 3rd, I convened the first meeting of our Department of Health Coronavirus Task Force and learned that since early February, Health has been updating the general public regarding the risk of COVID-19, providing general safety precautions, screening patients for international travel, taking inventory of PPE, and collaborating with the Oklahoma State Department of Health and the CDC. On March 12th, we instituted a travel ban for the nation's employees. On March 13th, we became Oklahoma's first tribal nation to declare a state of emergency. On March 16th, we closed all 9 sites of our gaming operation while continuing full payment and benefit to our employees. As of today, we are still closed and we are still paying employees. On March 19th, we announced paid administrative leave for the employees in the at-risk categories, those ages 65 and over or with chronic medical conditions. On March 23rd, we implemented the essential staff model at the complex and closed common areas to the public. On March 25th, we announced our first employee to test positive for COVID-19. The individual has since recovered, and we are happy to share that due to our swift action and preventative measures, that it is still the only positive case confirmed amongst our employees to this day. I'd like to commend the Department of Health and its decision and preparation during this pandemic that has served as a model for many outside organizations and have kept Mvskoke Creek Nation safe and to a great extent relatively unfazed by this virus at our facilities. I'd like to recognize our Information Technology Department for all of their swift and smart work in helping us get a majority of employees home and safe while keeping this nation running with remote work. I want to thank our cabinet, directors, managers, and employees for all the sacrifices they have made to get us through this uncertain time. So many are asking, what can I do to help? Your dedication to this nation have kept our operation functioning and our service interruption at a minimum. In recent days, the nation has shown a communal spirit that proves how we survive and why we are going to prosper. Over the Easter weekend, over 2,500 Creek families were provided fresh produce at 9 locations from over 150 volunteers with a little under 72 hours of planning time available. We want to thank our partners that had a hand in this incredible blessing, and we will continue to look for ways to keep giving. We've also instituted a new policy of paid maternity leave for our expectant mothers that was proposed by our employee, Whitney Mayhew, making us just the second tribe to do so. And we have also brought back our sick leave donation policy. We print and make copies of the quarterly report available that is sent in from all of our departments and contain an itemized breakdown of their performance. I encourage you to look through it and see how we are doing, where we need to improve, and the success that we can build on. Regardless of any crisis or demanding situation, it is our duty to press on and take care of our responsibilities as the executive branch, and that's what we will continue to do. We firmly believe that you never let a crisis go to waste. We are finding areas of strength we didn't know we had, and are identifying areas of improvement where we can be better going forward. The future is bright because we are together. We are one Mvskoke. God bless you, and God bless the Mvskoke Creek Nation. Mado.
Hi everybody, my name is Jill Sego. I work with behavioral health suicide prevention programs. I know right now in the world there's a lot going on and we can have a lot of anxiety, people are stressed out, and a lot of people really can't get out and do things, with all of the chaos it seems like is going on around us. So I'm going to teach you a few basic yoga poses. There are some misconceptions about yoga. You don't have to be a 25-year-old in a leotard, bending yourself into all kinds of pretzel shapes. You don't have to have special clothing. You don't even have to have special equipment. You can do yoga in your street clothes. You don't have to have a special mat. You can actually use a towel. You don't have to take your shoes off, although I prefer to. I have yoga socks, which I like because that helps me keep from slipping on the mat. But you don't have to do anything but be who you are and do your yoga poses. So if you cannot do some of the poses that I do, don't. The number one rule of what we're doing today, do not hurt yourself. Don't put your body into any position that is going to be terribly uncomfortable for you. So let's go ahead and get started. I'd like to start with a brief breathing exercise. So what we're going to do is stand in mountain pose. You want your feet a comfortable width apart, shoulders relaxed, and we want to keep our chin level. People tend to look down a lot when you're doing yoga or meditation. You want to keep your chin level because that helps to increase your flow of air. If you put your chin down, that's going to constrict your airways. So be sure and keep your chin up unless otherwise directed during our yoga poses. So we are in mountain pose right now, hands to your side, chin level, and I'll bet you do this every day. You just don't know it. And this is a good thing you can do in line while you're waiting at the supermarket, because I know there are long lines right now. So simply stand in your mountain pose, feet grounded, and breathe. Inhale all the way deep down into your belly, and a good long exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, filling your lungs to full capacity, noticing the rise and fall of your chest and belly. And now we'll start our first yoga pose. We're going to do a forward bend. Now, if you can't touch the floor, that's okay. Just bend as far as you can. Grasp your knees or your ankles. You don't have to put your head down toward the floor. So what I'm gonna do is raise my arms up over my head and just hinge at the waist and bend forward. And you can stop right here, or you can go down further. And if you're comfortable with it, if you're stretchy enough, you can put your hands on the floor. And then come back up and sweep your arms to the side. And then put your arms down. Then we'll do it again. Arms straight up over your head. Bend forward, hinging at the waist. And only go as far as you're comfortable. And sweep your arms out to the side. And come back down. This is a great stretch to do first thing in the morning to get your blood flowing. It's good for your shoulders. It's good for your back. Let's go on to another pose right now. We're going to do tree pose. You may have heard of this. This is a balance pose. We're going to stand on one leg, put our hands straight up in the air, and bring to our sides for balance. So, and you don't have to have great balance here. Trees sway, so it's okay if you sway. Personally, I have really bad knees, so I sway a lot. So just do the best you can. So what we're going to do, raise your leg, and you don't have to raise it high, just put it on your calf, and then arms up above your head. And if you need, arms to the side for balance. Your foot touching the floor is the root of your tree. And then arms back up and down, and take your leg down. And now we'll do the other side. Leg up to your calf. And if you're super bendy, you can put your foot up on your thigh and arms straight up. We're gonna go to the side. Just balance as best you can. It helps to look at a straight line. Remember, keep your foot rooted, grounded. And I'm gonna go arms up and back down. And that's a pose you can do virtually any time. If you need to, you can do it against a wall and hold your hand against the wall, or you can put a chair beside you and hold onto the chair for balance. This is not an endurance contest. It's not about who's got the best balance or who's the bendiest. It's about what you can do for your ability level. Now we'll go into my favorite pose, the triangle pose. So what we're gonna do is put our legs about 3 feet apart, whatever is comfortable. Turn your right foot to the right. Bring your arms to the sides. And then keeping your back aligned with your leg, this is very important. Bend down and touch your knee. You don't have to bend far. If you can go farther, you can. You can touch your calf or your ankle or the floor, looking up. And just hold it for a few breaths. Be sure and breathe. Sometimes we forget that part. And come back up, arms to the side and feet together. That's a great stretch, I love that. Let's do the other side, so feet about 3 feet apart or as far as you can get them. Turn your left foot to the left, arms straight out to the side, and then keeping your body aligned with your leg, grasp your knee with your right arm straight up. You can go down farther again if you like, just do the best you can. And look up. And if you can't look up, that's okay. And then come back up. Feet together. Okay, now we're gonna do another great pose. It's the warrior pose. For this one, it's kind of like a lunge. We're gonna step our feet apart again. Right foot facing the right, arms to the side, and simply bend your right knee. This is warrior one. And then we'll pivot our left foot and pivot our body facing the right. Arms straight up, warrior two. And arms back to the side, pivot back to the front, pivot your left foot facing the front, and come back to center. Other side, we always do both sides when we do yoga just to maintain balance. It feels funny if you just do your pose in one direction. That kind of throws your body out of whack. So let's do the other side, legs apart, left foot facing left, bend that left knee. Your right foot is facing forward, you're facing forward, arms to the side, and then sweep your arms up, pivot to the left. Warrior two. And then coming back to center, pivot back to the front for warrior one. And only go into that lunge as far as you're comfortable. You may just want to keep your legs straight. And come back to center. And now we'll do a couple of seated poses. So we're gonna do a sitting forward bend, legs straight out in front of you. And we're just gonna bend forward. Bend as far as you can. See if you can touch your toes. And if you're comfortable, spiral your head towards your knee. This is a great stretch for your back. And let's roll yourself back up. And let's do one more time. Arms straight out in front of you, bending forward. Grasp your feet if you can. And if you can only grasp your thighs or your knees, just bend as far as you can. Don't hurt yourself. And roll back up. Now we're going to do one lying down. This is bridge pose. So lie down, hands to your side, knees bent, and you just lift your bottom up off the mat. Try to keep a straight line from knees to shoulder. And then cat-toe your way down, rolling your spine back to the mat. One more time, bottom up. Knees and shoulder, straight line between them. And then roll your spine back down. And we'll do one last pose. We're going to do a twist. So sit cross-legged if you can. If you can't sit cross-legged, you can have your feet out in front of you. So place your right hand on your left knee, twist, place your left hand behind you, and look over your left shoulder. Only twist as far as it's comfortable for you. And take a few breaths. And come back to center. And then place your right hand, or actually your left hand, on your right knee and twist. Right hand behind you. And look over your right shoulder. And back to center. Let's do that one more time. Right hand to left knee, left hand behind you, and twist looking over your left shoulder. Remember to breathe deep down into your belly, filling your lungs. Back to center. Left hand to right knee. Right hand behind you on the floor. Look over your right shoulder and breathe. And back to center. And now, let's just sit here and breathe for a moment. Body soften, shoulders down. Feeling what has just happened in your body with your yoga routine. And relax. And you can sit here as long as you like. Simply noticing what's happening in your mind-body connection. Okay, I thank you so much for watching. I hope you can incorporate this yoga routine into your daily life. If you don't want to do all of the postures that I did, that's okay. Do the ones that you like, the ones that you're feeling comfortable with. Thank you so much and have a great day.
Creek Nation's Head Start program provides a great way for 3, 4, and 5-year-olds to get a head start in life. Each and every element of the program is designed to give kids the developmental skills they'll need in elementary school and in later years. Each school year, from September to May, children in the program are presented daily with challenges that will help them grow in every area of their lives. A typical Head Start day begins at 9 a.m. when the school bus arrives at the center and unloads its precious cargo. Arrival time includes a warm welcome from the teachers, a morning health check, and a good hand washing. Then it's off to the dining hall for a hot, nutritious breakfast. A few minutes of outdoor play give the kids a chance to burn off some energy and add to the development of gross motor skills. Cognitive skills and language skills are part of the fun during morning indoor group activities in the circle.
Hamgen, Polen, Chinen, Osten, Chakgiben, Ivagen, Kolavagen, Chinavagen, Ostervagen, Balen. Okay.
After the large group activities, the children get to exercise a little freedom of choice by selecting which of the learning centers they want to visit.
You got all the chairs. Can I give in that?